Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall. We leveled up, apparently. Shotgun? Shotgun ability that sets targets on fire and strips one armor. Okay. Sniper rifle ability. Fires a discarding sabot HTI round that ignores armor completely. Costs 2 AP and cooldown 5. I wonder if it does more damage than normal shot, right? Because ignoring armor is gonna do a variable amount of extra damage. Depends on how much armor the target has. Is it really going to do a full shot's worth of extra damage, right? Because you're using essentially 2 shots. Just shooting costs 1 AP. So this is the equivalent of 2 shots. Ignoring armor alone doesn't justify that as far as I'm concerned. I doubt anybody can have 19 armor in this game, which is an amount of damage she can do when she just shoots someone. Okay, with a big amount of armor, maybe that's 14 damage instead. Are you really cutting through 14 armor? I don't know. So hopefully it's also a shot that does more damage or something, because just ignoring armor is not worth 1 extra AP. Of course I'm taking it, because I'm... oh, interdiction shot. That's cute. Of course I'm taking that, because... she's a sniper. She uses the shotgun when she has to, but which she does, actually, more than I would want her to, but... I'd rather use the shotgun, not the shotgun, the sniper if I can. Body, quickness, ranged combat, throwing weapons. So ranged combat goes up. She can... I think that increases her damage, maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, Dietrich. Nerve Bolt. Basic Nerve Bolt spell now flushes enemies from cover when they are hit. Oh, the basic attack? Okay. Imbue him with an innate +1 armor. So he gains 1 armor or he flushes people out. I feel like that's more useful. Yeah, I think Nerve Spare is more useful. Not that I feel like Blitz has taken his spot on the team, so I'm not going to use him nearly as much, but I feel like that's probably the most useful when he's going to be around. Body Conjuring, Spirit Summoning, Spirit Control. Okay. Not horrible. Glory. Of course it's the razors. When am I ever going to use this stupid thing? Pistol attack that targets up to 4 enemies and then opens fire on all of them. Go gains an armor stripping. Yeah, 2 hits and each hit strips 2 armor from the target. Lovely. It's 2 AP though. But it can be useful. I mean, I took strip armor specifically because it's going to be useful for her. She tends to do a lot of hits that do not a ton of damage, but it does a lot of damage overall, but then armor affects it more because there's more hits to reduce the damage. So reducing armor is very good for her. Body, quickness, close combat, pistol. I'd have to check, but I think close combat's going to give her more damage too, maybe. She didn't gain strength, so she didn't gain damage that way, but I think maybe close combat does something for her. Decking or ESP control? Probably just decking, right? The main thing I want from him is his ability to hack things, right? Can I, like, see? Hold on. Can I, like, see what your stats are? Not currently. I think I can when I'm on a mission with him, but I can't right now, which I feel like is a bit of an oversight. Out of curiosity, what do they do? Actually, while we're at it. Main commander used to calculate the chance to hit. Oh, nice. She's gonna have a higher chance to hit. Wonderful. Overwatch. She already has Overwatch. She probably already has that too. Right? I hope so. I wonder if... I don't think it's melee weapons. It's just close combat. I think it counts as unarmed. Well, kind of. Does it... What does it count as? I'm not sure. Not sure. Anyway, decking. Better mark target, and he can equip other things. Increases the power of the Decker's expert systems program in the Matrix. Increasing the skill unlocks special abilities. So this is going to... I think I'll just go for decking. The summons are not great. They're kind of useful, but also a little underwhelming, in my opinion. So, yeah, decking. Yo! He's gonna get a better deck soon. Well, soon. I don't know how soon. Alright. That's the level up. Let's go check out what we gotta check out. Hey Blitz! How was your first real run with us? Hi Chief! Thanks again for the help with those Shadowrun. I really do appreciate it. I'm a happy guy, really, I am. Wait, that wasn't even last run. Wait, what? Yeah, we went to OTK last time. What? This is weird. Oh, nothing much. Doing fine. What do you ask? Yeah, you're talking to weird. Wait, he's also looking weird. What's happening? Do you care? I guess I'm all business. Chief, please. I always operate at 100%, especially when I'm on a run. No, but of course not. The depths don't mean a thing to me. A girl I racked him up for, though, she's a different story. I might be in some trouble, Chief. You did that for a girl, and now you're in trouble? Not because of the debts, because of the girl? Why? Well, when Emily left me, she disappeared with a bunch of my decking gear, right? I just did some housekeeping, and I discovered something. She also hacked my old cyber deck. He did a great job of covering her tracks, but I can see the signs. She lifted a file from me before she left. Alright, what are you talking about? No idea, Chief. I grabbed it on a lark when me and Emily were goofing around in the Matrix. File was encrypted all to hell, and I never could get it open. I only took the damn thing because she told me not to. She said that security would be too tight, that I'd get myself killed. But I waltzed on in there and took it all the same. Because I need to prove I'm something, you know. You should have seen me, Chief. It was a thing of beauty. I don't even think I've ever been as much on my A game as I was that day. Okay, so where's it from? Corporate database, and now no big deal. Which corp? Oh, no one important. Still far from as technology. Oh. Okay, maybe that's why it's relevant, because we're gonna go up against as technology now. In hindsight, it might have not been the best of ideas. They do blood magic. It's so fucking scary. You're insane. That may be true, but I'm also devastatingly charming and intelligent. No, you're not. That has to count for something. Dietrich is the charisma guy. You're the intelligence guy. Somehow. Jesus. Anyway, time passed. Eventually we made up and laughed the whole thing off. Or at least I thought we did. Truth be told, I forgot all about it until I realized that the data had gone missing. Alright. right? So, that. I don't know, Chief. The whole incident has me rethinking a lot of things. What if she took the file to protect the Aussies? What if she's with them? I feel like that's not the first conclusion I'd go to, but maybe. I've gotta admit, this has me worried. I'm even more torn up now than I was before. I don't know what to do, but I'm open to suggestions. Tempted to tell him to just drop it and move on. Right? Maybe you're right. I'll try to let it go. I just hope that I'm wrong about all of this. Let's talk about something else. Any thoughts on your real run? Whatever. Empty airhead. Nothing useful or relevant to say about the last run. That's pretty sad. Hey, Dietrich, you weren't on the last run, but any thoughts about it? Oh. We could also continue his story, probably, right? It's bound to happen eventually, probably sooner rather than later. Can you, like, nod? Well, I suppose that I could refuse, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea, especially not now. Remember, boss, the Dragon Slayer's where my magic comes from. If I turn away from him, you'd better believe that he'll turn away from me. Right, you're not ready to retire yet, is what you're saying. Besides which, I don't even know if I can refuse him anymore. He's been with me so long, I don't know where he stops and I begin. Don't you worry about me, boss. I've known that was coming for my entire life. When happens, I'll go down a blaze of glory, the likes of which you can't even imagine. What if this maybe, I don't know. That's an interesting idea. If it were big enough and heinous enough, he might be satisfied. I've never tried to bargain or negotiate with a Dragon Slayer before. I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I don't know how he'd take it either. The Dragon Slayer doesn't like to be questioned, and his temper is even shorter than mine. But I'll tell you what, boss, I'll think about it. Any thoughts on the run? Not right now, boss. Alright, well, he wasn't on the run, so that's not surprising. Alright, my Fountain of Wisdom. Oh. My Fountain of Wisdom does not want to talk to me. I guess we're condemned to being dumb assholes. You too. How are you things? You know what? I'm happy, actually, for the first time in a long time. I have you to thank for that. Oh. Well, cool. Okay. So, how about Fierstell then? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been looking forward to this, but yeah, it's time. So, look, I'm about to tell you some things about myself that might change your opinion of me. It's entirely possible that you're going to hate me based on what's coming up next. I've accepted that, and if that's what happens, I sincerely believe that I deserve it. Oh, you got some damage, girl. So tell me, are you sure that you want to keep pushing forward with this? Spit it out already! Goodness. Let's go ahead. No. We're doing this. Thanks for being a friend. So, when we left off last time, I had just moved from the streets of Tübingen to the warm, inviting confines of Fierstell. Marta and I were happy there for a little while, and Harrow embraced me as a long-lost daughter. I should probably take him home and to talk more about Harrow. He's going to be an important figure in the story. I don't know where his age was. He seemed old enough to be paternal, but young enough to hang with the kids and something like a peer level. Best guess, I'd say he was in his mid-20s. He was handsome and well-built, with neatly trimmed beard and thick brown hair, and there was something else about him, something uncanny. Hero had this charisma, this raw, magnetic attraction that just made people latch onto him. I saw it over and over. All it took was a few words and a pat on the shoulder, and Hero would have a convert. The other kids at the farm followed him around like lost puppies. As much as I loved Marta and as much as I thought she loved me, we forgot all about one another when Hera was around. All that we wanted was to be close to him, to be part of his inner circle, and soon enough we were. For a girl of 17, it was all terribly exciting. Hera had these rules of living that he would teach us, rules about self-determination and the importance of disobedience. He claimed to have taught classes at the University of Berlin, which he painted as a mix between earthly paradise and an anarchist playground. He told us how Furestel would be the focal point of a new movement for the children of the fatherland. He told us that we were special. We ate it up, of course. We were kids. For those of us in the inner sanctum, Hera would share even more. He had power the likes of which I had never seen. Not my father's drunken fists or my own childish experiments, but genuine, incredible power. He said that he came from the Horn God, an ancient deity that he venerated. He knew about my latent abilities right away, and he offered to teach me, and naturally I accepted. Oh. Well, I'm gonna go with this, because I don't know, and I'd like an explanation. You're not wrong there, but it gets a whole lot worse than that, as you'll soon see. Hang with me. Rough waters ahead. So I became Harrow's apprentice. He taught me to channel magic and summon spirits. He taught me rituals and pagan traditions, Machiavellian philosophy and Nietzschean ethics. Above all, he taught me to connect with his horned god, and through it I learned power and arrogance. And it was all downhill from there. For the next few years, I lived at Furestel as Harrow's enforcer and right-hand girl. I was also his sometimes wife and concubine, but that was a distinction that I shared with all of the girls in the commune, including my beloved Marta. When I came to learn that she'd been his long before she met me, but by that point I didn't care. I'd embraced the rules of living, and I was Hera's creature through and through. I didn't ask questions, and I walked the path that was in front of me. You got groomed, like a lot of people do, unfortunately. That happens. Another fun fact about those years, I learned cruelty. I had power now, and my new idol encouraged me to use it. Hera did the same. Any children who didn't pull their weight were subjected to my tender mercies, and I was anything but tender. I took what I wanted rather than asking for it. I liked it. It was fun. Yeah, I guess so. I also came to learn that Hera's horned god was not the icon first worshipped by throwback cults across Germany. It was certainly a god with horns, but it came from an altogether different tradition. Care to hazard a guess? The devil. The magically active community would refer to it as the adversary, but yeah, same being, more or less. So my idol, the ancient deity that was feeding me my power, was the antithesis of everything that was right and good. And you know what? I didn't care. Yeah, no, you were taught to hate. That's what happens. Sure. In our time together, Hera and I committed more atrocities than I could count. At this point, I was unto all of his tricks. I knew that Furestel was nothing more than a honey trap carefully designed to lure local children into my master's clutches. I knew that the kids who seemed resistant to Hera's brainwashing techniques would wound up fertilizing the garden. I knew that Hera's entire manifesto was bullshit. And I knew that through it all, Hera and the adversary were laughing, because I was laughing right there beside them. I don't want to pin the blame for my decisions on anyone but me. That said, I would like to posit that my father's connection to the Crusaders might have helped play into my willingness to serve the adversary. In my warped, indoctrinated little brain, I equated the church with evil, so the opposite of that I figured had to be, well, if not good, then at least not totally bad. But I was kidding myself, of course. The new deity was the very definition of bad, and serving it made me bad. End of story. I'm gonna go with 1. Part of it is Harrow, part of it is her own parents for throwing her out, right? She was a child, and children are somewhat malleable, right? For people who know how to do things, and Harrow certainly sounds like he knows how to do such a thing. He just picks up the kids and just molds them into what he wants, right? She got groomed into it. Part of the problem, part of the blame goes to the guy that did this, and the other part goes to the people who had that responsibility and didn't do it properly, right? Her father threw her out. It's just not right. None of it's right. Anyway, gonna go with 1. That's big of you. I genuinely mean that. Anyway, one day Harrow invited me on a field trip to Stuttgart. Over the years that I was at Furistell, the commune had easily doubled in size. It was thriving, all thanks to the efforts of Marta and the girls like her. Harrow would send the girls out to neighboring cities and to lure in the street kids that nobody would miss. He targeted children because they were easy to indoctrinate, and because nothing makes the adversary happier than the corruption of the innocent. Yeah, like that's what happened to you. I feel like the people that you yourself indoctrinated or helped indoctrinate, do you blame them for what they then went on to do, or are you also blaming yourself? Because that's where you're not applying the same rules to yourself and to the others, right? Anyway, as we drove out to pick up the new recruits, I was already planning ahead. It was a foregone conclusion that I would pay my father a visit. The irony of a group of cruisers getting immolated by a genuine servant of the actual devil tickled me to no end. So when Harrow stopped to fill up on diesel, I hopped out of the van and headed out on foot to my parents' place. Harrow wasn't overly concerned about my absence. I had long since reached the point where I could assert my autonomy, and he knew that I'd be back. I wound up at my folks' house sometime around noon. I could hear the adversary whispering in my ear, telling me what to do. I'd long since learned to listen to its voice. It's always rewarded me with extra power, and I did its bidding. It told me to knock, so I did. As the door opened, I could feel a torrent of flames welling up in the astral plane all around me. It told me to channel them into the doorway, into my father, so I did. But of course the person who opened the door wasn't my father, it was my mother. As I watched her flesh blacken and melt, as I heard her scream and I broke into hysterics, I heard the adversary laugh, and at that moment I realized that it was laughing at me. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, it was going to happen. I wouldn't laugh at her for not seeing it coming. She got brainwashed. That's the rude awakening. At least it happened. Thanks, we're almost at the end there. Thanks for sticking with me. It was like a lever had been pulled all at once, the bubble popped. I wasn't a powerful servant of the adversary. I was not Harrow's #1 girl. I was a ridiculous little fool who'd willingly tied her soul to the worst thing in existence. Realizing all this was one thing, actually fixing it was something else entirely. I knew that I had to get away from Harrow. That was the first thing to do, so I bit my lip and did the best to ignore the happy babble of the new recruits and the trip back to Furistell, and I managed to get through the ride without screaming. Once we were back at the commune, I broke into Harrow's safe, stole all the commune's resources, and ran. I don't know when Harrow realized what I'd done or whether he even cared. All that I know is that nobody came after me, so I kept running and running until I got to Berlin. Getting past the wall was fairly simple. You know how easy it is to obtain falsified papers? The biggest obstacle that I faced during my flight was the adversary itself. I could run from Harrow, but how do you run from something that's tied to your own soul? Snip, snip. I mean, yeah, that's what she did. I walked into the office and the first street dock I could find pointed at all of the biggest, bulkiest of cyberware that he had on display and told him to put them into me. He tried to upsell me on better merchandise, arguing that what I was asking for was old and inefficient, better suited to be installed in a museum than in a body. He told me that I'd be shredding my essence and that once it was gone, I'd never be able to get it back. I stuck to my guns. After all, shredding my essence was the whole point. It sure was. That's all for now. You've heard the tale, you know why I am the way I am. You know the things I've done and how much I have to atone for. If you still want my company, fine. If I've lost your friendship, I understand that too, but for now I need to be alone. You haven't lost my friendship. You're fine. She's tied to the devil! Incredible. No new unread messages. Actually, never mind the jobs. We're not there yet. Alright, wait, hold on. Pending and active jobs. Active, yeah, but we haven't done it yet, so like there's nothing to do there. BBS. Anything relevant? Drogon keep out banking woes. Ow, that's our bank run. Making the Shadowrun BBS news. Bang heist. Waltzed right in and transferred. Funny. When he went into me with his gun, I found was a couple of shell casings, a troll-sized pool of blood. Oh yeah. Kill it a bunch. Well, that's not banking, that's robbery and being a victim of it. Big score looks like a revenge killing. A revenge killing? Was it? Wasn't really. The only people there were like underlings. We weren't avenging anything there. Be putting an application in here, saving and load. Please don't. That's not how it goes. Alright, well, we got paid that out thanks to Blitz. How much did we get? Oh. We're gonna know that later. Got it. That's fine. Alright. Guess it's time to talk to Mr. Amsel. Hello. Hello, I said. Some publicity. Job well done, as usual. The plan has worked swimmingly, I might add. I am already patched into the Night Errant comm system, and if and when they summon their high threat response team, I will know it. As soon as you're finished resupplying, I'd recommend heading directly to the Jewel District. That's where the Adzi facility is? That is correct. The Adzis control the majority of the district, and you will find the research facility at the heart of it. Considering the level of security that Az Technology is running, I wouldn't count on a medical evac being available on this run. In fact, I'd bet against it. That means that if anyone falls unconscious in there, they'll be buried when the building collapses. Obviously, you can't let that happen. I'd suggest stocking up on medical supplies before leaving the cruise bazaar. Got it. One last thing. Frau Muller sent me a message that while you were on the OTK run, she says that when you reach the sub-basement of the facility, you will find a security door. The door's maglocks can be opened via a voice print recognition system. Apparently, Frau Muller surreptitiously recorded your meeting. She claims that she has added your voice print to the Az Technology database. Go on. If our client is to be believed, you will have the necessary access to open the door. The rest of your team, however, will not. When you reach that door, I'd recommend grouping up. Only you can open it, and there's no saying what you'll find on the other side. Wait, she didn't tell you? Unfortunately, no. Since your meeting, her messages have been erratic. In truth, I'm not sure that she knows, but she was very clear about one thing. You're going to have to get past that door to reach the generators. Go on, we need to strike while the iron is hot. I'm on it! To be completely honest, I don't need to restock. At least I don't think I do. I don't remember using an item from my inventory anyway. I'll look at the shop when I've been paid. It's fine. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just go. Well, next time. Because this is getting into mission territory, and that's for another video. So yeah, next time, bring a building down. Maybe. Hopefully. Actually, the mission's probably not going to end a single video. But you know, we're going to start to enter into a building to blow it up or something. We'll see about that next time. Until then, see y'all.